The following program was recorded at ARC Advisory Group's annual World Industry Forum in Orlando, Florida. I'm pleased to welcome ARC Field Systems Analyst, Paula Hollywood.
We're here today speaking with Peter Zornio, Chief Strategic Officer of Emerson Process Management, a leader in process automation systems and solutions. We're going to be talking to Peter about many aspects affecting manufacturing industries today. Welcome, Peter, and thank you for joining us.
Oh, good afternoon, Paula. Thank you.
Peter, the global economy seems to be recovering. That's good, I hope. How does Emerson view the prospects of the process automation industry in the near future?
We view the prospects as being very good. We've actually seen a very good uptick in our orders lately. You know, Emerson Process Management, as a group of Emerson, actually reports publicly on our revenues and orders quarter by quarter. And our fiscal year starts in October. So we've already gone through, for us, one quarter of FY11, and we've seen a remarkable uptick in both orders and revenue, and we see that continuing through the rest of fiscal 11. I think a lot of the projects that people had put on hold during the recent economic downturn are all coming back online, and we're really excited about the prospects for this year.
That's good to hear. Very good to hear. Enterprises across the board are being forced to work smarter. What is Emerson doing to assist their customers in this effort?
Well, we actually, I would break it into two categories. One is what we're doing on the technology and product side, and what we're doing on the services side. So on the technology and product side, we really have kind of two major directions we're following. One is around what we call human-centered design, or making sure that all the new products that we bring to market, and even some of the existing products we have going through a redesign, are designed to really emphasize usability and help people retain knowledge that they may have in their user base already, or in their employee base already. Because as we look at what's happening demographically around the world, you either have a lot of new plants going into places where there's no experienced folks, or you have Western Europe and America and the more developed areas where you have the baby boomers, as we like to call them, retiring and taking their knowledge with them. So that whole idea of embedding some of that knowledge, making things easier to use, getting products that people can benefit from quicker, is a big area that we think can enable people to, as you would put it, work smarter. And they'd be working smarter because they're getting the benefit of some of the experience that we're building into the product form directly. We're pioneering new technologies like wireless, where wireless is enabling our customers to do applications that really they couldn't cost justify doing before, just because the price of getting the measurements or the data that they needed to do them might have been exorbitant in the wired world. Now with wireless, it's opened up a whole new range of applications for people to do equipment monitoring, for instance, monitoring temperatures and pressures in tank farms or in safety equipment, or going after impossible to reach kind of equipment. So, that's two things that we're doing, I'd say, on the product side. Then on the services side, as I mentioned, is really the second half. We have a lot more experts that we've added in the whole area of asset reliability and helping people do their planning around how they maintain their assets and equipment and get their uptime, as well as some more industry experts for vertical specific applications.
That's a good segue for me, Peter. In conversations with many users here at the conference, they seem to be accepting of wireless devices for monitoring applications, but reluctant to adopt it for control. How do you overcome the objections to the use of wireless communication for control applications?
Well, I think that's a natural progression of people's confidence in the technology, is to start out, using it as a number have over the last few years for what they think of as less critical applications. But I'd say we're right about at the turning point now where we see more folks using it for control applications, and we have examples running in the field today of people using it in control. And frankly, what's going to happen is it's just going to be a matter of them building more confidence in the technology themselves. And as they're purchasing it, as they're putting it in on these less critical applications, they're seeing that it delivers the reliability that we're telling them that it would deliver. They're seeing that it will, operate, through different weather conditions and whatever else might be going on. And then they're going to be less apprehensive about putting in something that they think is a more critical or control kind of application. So I think we'll see that just naturally start to occur as we go forward over the next year or two. There are a class of applications that require lower latency, a higher update rate from the measurement devices than is currently really a good thing to do with wireless. But we are got a new generation of products coming out that are going to support much higher update rates with longer battery life, and that'll open up yet a whole nother era of control applications. So it'll happen. I like to say it's no different than when you first got your cell phone, where if you had a very critical call coming in from your boss or from someone overseas, you probably weren't comfortable taking that call as you were, driving to work until you'd had your phone for a while and you knew that you're going to be covered the whole way. And, we're going to see the same thing with wireless in the process industries. As people learn that they can trust it, they'll be applying it to more and more applications.
So you think it's just a matter of time?
It's just a matter of time and people building confidence.
I have a tendency to agree with you. Peter, manufacturers are placing greater emphasis on asset management to improve plant performance, optimize processes, and extend asset life. How is Emerson responding to these requirements?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, one of the areas specifically in that is we're adding folks from a services perspective to increase our own ability to go in and work with manufacturers on setting up the proper work practices and procedures so that they can optimize the money they spend in the maintenance area. We also have a partnership with Meridian that I think it was last year pretty much that we launched that, where we're combining kind of our best-in-class offerings around the initial collection of information and analysis with their tools at doing more of the better long-term decision-making and planning around what you should be doing for your overall asset management and maintenance planning cycle. So that whole area is an area that we think is a very important one for folks going forward. We think it's an area where they have big opportunities to A, reduce cost, but perhaps more importantly, B, increase reliability and availability, which is something that we hear over and over again from folks. And so we're spending money on both, our product, partnerships with vendors to provide a more complete solution like Meridian, as well as having some of our own services capability.
I see. Well, thank you, Peter, for taking the time to speak with me today.
You're welcome, Paula. It was a pleasure.
We've been speaking with Peter Zornio, Chief Strategic Officer of Emerson Process Management. Thank you for watching.